Okay.
Just your views.
Well, about data, I would say that countries are not doing well at all, actually. First of all, because of the applications, they're still centralized. There are applications that are not, they don't have either the privacy or the security regarding, you know, and the points that, especially in Latin America, I would say, but, you know, as Sebastian already spoke, it's a problem also here in Europe. And first we need to say that there's already, there has been technology for years that could have prevented this to happen. I mean, this is a lack of vision of governments, of not having, for instance, digital identities with enough privacy and security to, you know, to face this kind of situation. And this also affects a lot in the health sector. You know that the global health market, it's expected to spend on blockchain, but more or less 5.6 billion by 2025. But the adoption of blockchain technology, it's mainly focused on saving to the sector. Actually, it could save between 100 and 100 billion of dollars per year by 2025, but maybe in data breach related costs, IT costs, throughout reduction in fraud and counterfeit products. I mean, automatization. They're not thinking on the customers. I mean, there's just few, you know, organizations that are doing have been doing proof of concept, like in Ontario. You know, they have been working with blockchain, so with IBM, Hyperledger Fabric, doing proof of concept on management and sharing medical records. And that is the kind of initiative that we should expect countries to be looking for in order to, I mean, secure this data that is very, very sensitive. Actually, it has been very, you know, not good that because of the emergency, this kind of very sensitive data have been shared with people that even, you know, by constitution, we're not supposed to allow to have it. For instance, in Chile, it's by law, you know, if someone has a disease, it's there's a penalty if someone gives the name of the person with any kind of disease. But because of the emergency, the central government gave that information to local governments to be able to manage the situation, but you don't know what is going to happen with that data. Who is managing that data? Actually, you know, you as patient, you don't know how is it spreading this information. So there's a lot of lack of vision. And so there's a lot of things that must be done. I mean, and starting with the identity, what I can tell you, Carlos, you know, it's like, it's step number one. Actually, if you can see here in Europe, the only country that have been able to really manage the situation and this sensitive data has been Estonia, because because the former president Thomas Ilves had the vision and invest on handling that infrastructure, even though when everyone thought it was a crazy idea. And now it's the only country that really know how to manage this sensitive information and also can deal with this digital economy that we have been facing during the lockdowns.
I fully agree. And there's another interesting, because we are talking here about people, applications, health apps, and things like that. And obviously this represents a very large part of the population. We are talking about billions of people. But one of the other things that is happening now is the Internet of Things, right? I mean, we are connecting, yes. You know, the projection is connecting 1 trillion devices by the year 2030. So imagine that if we don't solve this issue of privacy for a simple thing as just holding a digital certificate of a health certificate, imagine in the future where you're gonna have maybe in your house 2,000 sensors collecting everything, collecting temperature, connecting behavior of people in the house, where their moods goes up, goes down. So obviously the world needs a model. I think the internet too, which Don Tascott, or friend Don Tascott, always explain, is an internet of value. And in an internet of value, it's not the same to send information than send value. Value has value, information has less value.
Exactly.
Itself.
And that is another point I wanted to put. Yes, and the point is that, this pandemic has shown all the flaws that we had with the internet of information, all of them. Actually, even inequality has been increased, any kind of inequality, okay, including gender inequality. And that's why, we need to move forward with the blockchain technology on creating a new architecture. And that has to do with, actually, when you implement, blockchain technology, there are different kind of steps. One of them, step one, is to automatize process. But step two is really to create value. And for that, blockchain is the best technology that can create a really different architecture, not just in the financial sector, in any sector, reducing inequality, promote more inclusion, privacy, and security. And, finally, and with a lot of different modes. Actually, you were before speaking about sustainable models. They had been during these months, a lot of startups that have been working for a long time with this idea of tokenize, reducing plastics from oceans, tokenize, things related with food waste, with, more with CO2 and things like that. There's a new economy that can be created with this technology, and that's a huge opportunity. Actually, that's the idea that we have here with DeepTech, because we think about that we are in a point that we cannot think on digital transformation as we thought before. It's not just to, upload everything in the cloud, the same processes and whatever, and give the same services. We need to understand that the world really changed. I mean, people is poor. I mean, there's a lot of people that have lost their jobs worldwide. Key sectors like tourism, restaurants, bars, they will be highly affected, not just this year, for at least 2 years to come. So even the financial sector. So we need to think about a new model, new services, new products, and blockchain technology allows you to do this through the token economy, and at the same time reduce a lot of cost of transactions, but also enables to more inclusion. People who now is not in the system, in the economic system, even the financial system, because of the amounts of money that they need to move from one country to another. And with the token economy that is enabled by blockchain and the different kind of crypto assets, this could be possible. That is what we need to do now. I mean, think in the future, that the future is now, because now we're going to face a deep depression worldwide.